What is up, my friends? My name is Echo Through Me, and today I'm back with another episode of Clash Royale 101, where I break down every troop in the game and teach you how to use it both offensively and defensively. Today, we are looking at the Golem. But before I go any further, I want to take a second and thank all of you for coming down to the channel. I really do appreciate you guys spending a moment of your day here with me, so thank you. So the Golem, guys, sitting at 8 elixir, one of the most expensive troops in the game, but also the tankiest. A level 3 Golem, like I have right here, sits at 3,872 hit points, offering 94 damage per second. The death damage, which means once it expires and breaks into 2 Golemites, is 235. And it targets only buildings. It's very slow. It's a melee troop, and it takes a long time to deploy at 3 seconds, but it offered such a nice meat shield for your troops that are supporting. And speaking of those Golemites, the Golemites have 786 hit points each. They have a damage of 48 per strike, and they're also slow, but they offer just some extra damage. It's important that you know if there's maybe a minion horde above you and the death damage occurs with that minion horde there, oftentimes that minion horde will die off because of the death damage from the Golem. Especially if they have a zap in them before that. So nice to know there, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a replay that I have for you, and this is the deck that I'm actually playing them in right here. I just made this deck today, actually, and I really like it a lot. I like having the security on defense with that Inferno Tower, and the support troops that I am showing here are some of my favorite. If this deck does well for me over time, I may do a highlight for you. We will see. But I have a replay for you guys, and we're going to look at that right here, and here we go. I'm on the bottom working my way up, and now I am playing against, oh, no, this is actually against a level 10, so we are okay here. Now, what you would expect to see from a Golem deck is a hard, heavy, solid push where I tear down 3 towers, but that doesn't happen in this match. And the reason is that this opponent has a pretty fast cycle deck, and they keep me on my toes the whole time, so I'm never able to build up a huge push behind my Golem. So I'm going to play my Golem right behind my King's Tower in this left-hand lane, and he throws his Dark Knight, and I have an issue because I don't have much of a defense there, so I throw the log just to slow him down, prevent my tower from getting too many hits, and then I throw my Mega Minion, and I realize at that point I probably should have waited an extra second so that my Mega Minion would have been behind my Golem, but now it's just going to be taken out by the tower as it comes in. But my Golem is going to make its way to the tower. I throw a Musketeer behind, the typical way to handle dealing, you know, with a tanking troop. And I decide at this point I want to save up some elixir. I am going to let this push die right there with just my Golemites pounding on the tower. I took out about 700 hit points from the tower. I'm okay with that, and we're about dead even right now. And I decide as they throw through 3 troops, my Inferno Tower is necessary right there, and I support it with some minions as well to keep my tower from being touched. These minions are going to be zapped and not do much at all. So now what I'm basically doing here is awaiting my elixir. I'm pretty low. He's actually about the same point as me though as well. I'm going to use the log and then the Mega Minion here again. This time he only gets my tower, I believe, once. Yep, so I really prevented too much damage being done to the tower there. And it's time for me to get a push. I decide I'm going to go without the Golem. We'll go with my support troops. Just try and get a few shots in there. And I'm going to use the Ice Spirit here to help my elixir build up, slow them down, and not waste my arrows that I might need for my push. So the idea, guys, is to get this Golem pushing, especially when it's double elixir time, which is about to happen. And see what happens here. I was ready to go with my Golem, and I'm going to have to play the Inferno Tower just so that Valk doesn't get to my tower. Now, I could have thrown the Golem in front of the tower and taken some damage to it, but I decided I wanted to have a fresh Golem and not take any damage to it. Now I have my Golem going in front of my tower, the lane that they're going to be pushing. I can throw these minions on this hog, and they should, if they would have been a little bit slower on attacking that hog, they should have stayed behind my Golem, but they're also going to be zapped out and taken care of. But now my Golem is playing as a meat shield and keeping the enemy troops from going towards my tower, so it's actually playing as a defensive troop here as well. Notice the splash damage on that Golem when it turns into Golemites there really does a nice job as it takes out that whole skeleton army there. I'm going to play my arrows to get rid of this minion horde right there. I have my minions behind my Golem, and again I'm distracting my opponent's troops by sending my Golem in so that they can't attack the tower. The only troop that they have that attacks the tower only is that hog. At least that's all that I'm aware of, and I kind of kept that Inferno Tower in the bag just in case they decide to send that in. I'm going to play my Ice Spirit over here just to slow things down, and then I'm going to use my arrows just to take care of everything just in case. I didn't want to risk anything there, guys. I'm going to play my Musketeer, and I'm going to play the log as well. The Musketeer drew that Dark Knight over to the right, really slowing it down, keeping him completely away from my tower. Time to play this Golem again. I play him at the bridge because the tower was low, the time was short, and I didn't want them attacking my tower. The reason I didn't throw more support troops in yet is because I wanted that Inferno Tower to be ready. I need to play the arrows right here. I play it on the tower and on the minions. I wanted the Inferno Tower ready just in case the opponent threw their Hog Rider, which they did right there, and I'm just a log roll away from the win, and there it is right there, my friends. So this was a great replay to demonstrate how to both use this card both offensively and defensively, and I'll talk about it for one more second as I get back into the deck. Let's get there really quickly here. Now, by far, guys, I am not an elite player. You may see gameplays where this Golem is played very, much better than I can play it, which is surely out there because, I'm just an average player, and that's saying a lot. But the Golem is a tank troop, and it's the tankiest of tank troops. You have to play careful. You have to play smart because you're making a huge investment. 80% of your elixir is being used every time you use that Golem. That's assuming you have a full elixir. And also, it seems that since the pump has had its update, it's really been part of less and less decks, and now you're seeing more faster cycle Golem decks, some kind of like this. This actually used to have the skeleton army in it, keep costing it 2 less elixir, but I actually switched it out for the Inferno Tower just because I like that security blanket on defense. So offensively, you're going to be tanking with your Golem. Defensively, you're using it as a meat shield and a distraction for all those incoming troops. And because the Golem can take so many hits and it has so many hit points, it can really take a lot of damage before it expires. I mean, you're talking almost 4,000 hit points from the Golem itself, and then almost 800 hit points for each of the Golemites. So we're talking about what are we talking about? 4 plus 4, 5,500 hit points in total between the Golem and the Golemites, and that's talking of level 3. As you get higher, the hit points go higher and higher. So my friends, it's a great meat shield that can really stall. If you have time left and you have to hold a tower, keep sending a Golem up that lane, and the enemy troops are going to target it, and it's going to keep your lane safe unless if they have some crazy tricks up their sleeves, maybe a miner, maybe a god barrel, or maybe they're rocketing you or something fancy like that. But that's been it, guys. Hopefully these tips help you and enhance your play while you use your Golem decks, your Golem beatdown decks. The thing that you need to worry about with the Golem is an Inferno Tower or the Inferno Dragon. Those are the nightmares of the Golem. There are definitely ways to distract them, though, maybe having a skeleton army or a minion horde in your deck as well, or a lightning spell which can just zap that out of there so that it doesn't distract the Golem's pathing. But that's it, my friends. Hopefully this helps you, like I said. If it did, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. I'd love to see you back. And if you're already subscribed, thanks so much for that. And hopefully you like the video and hit that like button. For those of you that don't know, I come out with content every single day, both Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. It's really been great. I love having your guys' support, and I appreciate every single one of you. Hopefully I see you guys back again tomorrow. Until then, be good.